Well, good morning, everybody. Mark Westcott here, and today my special guest, Mary Bacon. Welcome, Mary.
Thank you, Mark. Great to be here.
And because you're on a 30-day challenge, I can't have scones, so I'm going to crack this joke. It's tea and bacon this morning, right?
That's right. Green tea and bacon.
Green tea and bacon.
Let's
Good.
roll.
Absolutely. Let's go. So, Mary, thanks for joining us today. You were introduced to me by a friend of mine, Catherine Owen, from Sydney, who helped you write your first book. So let's take a look at. Here's your first book. So, do you want to talk about not so much Kathy? You can mention Kathy, obviously, but do you want to talk about this book that you've written? I think it's fantastic what you've done here.
Oh, thank you, Mark. Well, that was a labor of love. I think Catherine and I have known each other for, goodness me, I think 30 years. And so the book was already written and edited, but I contacted Catherine. In fact, I was in New York at the time. I was on holidays, the thing you do when you go, what do I want to do for my birthday? And you just book a flight and go. That's the kind of thing that happened. And I was sitting in Central Park and I was like, oh, I think I'm going to contact Catherine. So I contacted her and I just said, look, I've got this book and I need a publisher. So can we talk when I come back? So, of course, we did that. And as you know, Catherine's very bubbly and, she kind of, even though you may not have seen her for 30 years or 20 years or whatever it's been, you always just pick up from wherever you left off. So she's a dear, dear friend, and I gave her the book and she said, yeah, I think we can do lots with this. So that's how it started, and the book is doing great in America, obviously, because there's 4 million babies every year, as opposed to Australia, we've only got 300,000. Maybe COVID will help with that.
Maybe you'll sell more books. So there's a website. There's two websites. First is pregnantfitandfabulous.com.
Yes.
Is your website, plus Mary Bacon, one word, marybacon.com. They're the two websites.
Yes, they are the two websites. Yes. Yeah.
But tell me, Mary, more about the book. When you said you wrote this over a period of time, so obviously by the time you'd rung Catherine to have a chat about publishing the book, how long did it take you to put the whole thing together?
10 years.
10 years, okay. So it really was a labour of love.
Yeah, I birthed another baby through that book. Metaphorically speaking, yes, definitely.
Literally, yeah. That's fine. But writing the book, you've obviously you've promoted it very well within Australia. You've been on Channel 9 promoting it, and you've been blessed in regard to the publicity you've been able to get for it. Now, what did that transpire to over in America? How did you promote it over there?
I honestly, thanks, Mark. I think that's very kind of you to say that, but I just don't know that I've actually promoted it that well. I'm not a very good salesperson, but even with my own product or program, even though, there's so much value in it, I don't like pushing it on people. So I don't know that I've promoted it really well. I see a pregnant woman walking on the street. The natural instinct would be just to go, hi, I'm Mary, you have a baby. Like,
you need my book.
Strike a pose, strike any conversation. But I just kind of go like, oh, and then I just go like, oh, you're so beautiful. I love your belly bump. And she says, thank you. And I say, thank you. And I walk away. So, but anyway, I really should get better at that. And my children have been pregnant. So, through them, obviously, it's really interesting, actually, because if you look at the celebrities, if you look at, say, TifXO or whoever the celebrities are, that have been pregnant and they've got a program on social media and everybody's diving into it and they're not even experts at it. So it's kind of like, just because they're celebrities, they get more attention, which is totally fine. I never feel like I'm less than that. I always feel I am worth what my goal is. And my goal is obviously training moms and having my children having babies. Obviously that's helped as well. But in America, it's doing better, I think, because there's more population, or there's more people, women that have been pregnant. Yep. So, yeah.
How do you promote it in the States? So have you been on the Today Show over there as well, or?
Not yet. So if anybody's keen to get me.
That's a good answer. That's
right.
a good answer. Put it out there.
I am putting it out there. I would love to be Well, obviously we can't travel to New York at this point, but maybe in the future. But I would love to be on CBS, NBC, and all those sort of programs, just to really highlight the fact that our next generation needs to be healthy, needs to be fit, and the mums need to be, fairly fit themselves to produce our next generation. Because I find that with COVID even, there's a higher percentage of women really drinking and while they're pregnant. And I know it's like, you want to be sensitive, but at the same time you want to be, you want to be encouraging to mothers without the judgment, but to point out the obvious, that drinking is really not good. You can end up with having a child that's got ADD, low or difficulty in learning, small baby, all those sort of ADHD. I mean, it's just, the list is horrendous. So it really does make a difference to really be fit and healthy, especially during pregnancy.
Sure, absolutely. I mean, smoking, drinking, all those sorts of things. I mean, everything that's going into your body for a woman, I guess, would, not that I have any experience with this, but obviously it can't be good for the baby.
Correct.
So, but I mean, you can, today it's tea and scones. Tomorrow it will be the Today Show out of New York. You'll be zooming into the Today Show, Mary. I can picture that happening for you.
Well, thank you, Mark. Let's picture it together.
Now let's talk about when you sent me your 2-line resume that I asked for the other day. You talked about your family and your gene opportunity, and how your goal in life is to beat your gene pool, so to speak. Do you want to talk about that?
Mm-hmm. Okay. What would you like to know?
Well, what did you mean by that? You in other words, you're a very fit, healthy, slim woman. What you're saying is you have a family disposition to overweight, do you? Is that what you were getting at?
That's correct, yes. So my grandmother was obese, my mother was obese, and when it comes to me, naturally, genetically speaking, I should be obese as well. But okay. I have made a very conscious decision that that is not going to happen. So I really am preaching, teaching everything that I possibly can to, get my children to have a healthy lifestyle, and also for them to produce healthy children as well. But really, I think it's a matter of being convicted about something. And obviously the culture where I come from, very European culture, there's not much conviction when it comes to eating. They're not big drinkers. However, they would cook big, and they would eat big, and they would eat some more. And exercise was like non-existent. And to be honest with you, even when I did try to do gymnastics as a young girl, my dad would pull me out of the class. And that was devastating to me, because I really wanted to be a gymnast. I told him when we came to Australia, I said, Dad, I really wanted to be a world-class gymnast. And so I think of that, and I think, how much my parents, or my dad in particular, robbed me of my dream. And so, okay, I can't be a gymnast, it's fine. But I can influence and be a role model to my children, for starters, and then to the wider community or the world.
Mary, do you think a lot of people use genetics as an excuse for overweight, obesity, and so on?
Some do, yes.
Some do, yeah. Well, but it's a great example that you're showing here, and I think there are a lot of people that sort of basically say, well, I was born this way, I've got these, this is my gene pool, this is my lot in life, and you're living proof that you can, you can take charge of your health and come up with the results that you really want. So good for you. Yeah. And part of that, we just go back maybe one step. You're a very busy lady. You've got your own business in regard to the isogenics business and so on. You do personal coaching, so you've got clients throughout Australia, basically, haven't you, from New South Wales? I do. Up here in Queensland, that you do personal coaching with, training, and so on with. And you've just started today, hence the No Scone Day today. You've just started the 30-day challenge today, of all days. So do you want to talk about your 30-day challenge? I'm interested in that. I'm sure a lot of people like these sorts of things, where it's a short, sharp opportunity to really focus on on health and so on. So here's your chance to talk about the 30-day challenge.
Thanks, Mark. I never knew what you were going to ask me because I said, let's just go with the flow. But, your question is just
I had no idea either. I had no idea too. I just make it up as I go along.
No, it's great. I love this because it's just like we're having a normal conversation with a cup of tea, and amen to that, right? I'm doing the green tea right now. I had coffee all last week too.
I have a green cup, so it's not green tea though.
Yeah, that's okay. It's good. I saw that green cup. Okay, so can I also say, I'll just backtrack a little bit. The other thing that really irritates me is that when people say, but look, you're a personal trainer, it's easy for you. I was down in Sydney for 2 weeks. I trained my clients. Clients took me out to dinner, lunch, all that sort of stuff. Mum's birthday, I took her out, and I only had 1 glass of wine or 1 glass of champagne. But collectively, over that 2-week period, I felt like I was wining and dining every day. And for me, that's kind of like a lot. And I felt like all my systems, whether it was my cardiovascular system, whether it was my digestive system, or, my thinking system, my kidneys probably didn't like the alcohol either. So I just felt like my systems were getting to clog up again. And so I thought, okay, great. I am done with my social because I'm a very social person, and I ate whatever I wanted to eat. I didn't hold back. I mean, sensibly, of course. But at the same time, I thought that alcohol and coffee was kind of like making me slow down a little bit. So now I've come home. I had a week to kind of like settle back in on the Gold Coast, and it's starting today. I am like as clean eating. I'm doing my isogenic shakes. So we're doing 2 shakes. And 1 meal for 2 days, and then we do 2-day fasting. And fasting is not like you're starving or you doing the bathroom sort of like cleansing or anything like that. But for 2 days we do that, and then another 5 days we do shake days and meals, and then another 2-day fasting. Within this 11-day period, your body just kind of like, it's almost like you're putting fire to something, and your house to fire, and you just like it just booms, you just get all this energy, you get skin glow, you get flat tummy, you're like, you're walking with an extra skip in your step, and everybody goes like, what the heck are you on, girlfriend? And so, and you get to look younger. Like, who doesn't want to look younger?
Who doesn't want
So basically that's it. And it's not about me being a personal trainer. I mean, I have some personal trainers that are in my team, and they're more motivating than I am. So if you think I'm motivating, far out. These women are just like, oh, I'm on another planet. Keep me going,
Mary, I love the way you just always turn up with so much energy and enthusiasm and positivity. It's always a pleasure to have a chat with you. And I was just thinking as you were talking about your time in Sydney and everyone was feeding you up and so on. I just remember when we had that cup of tea the other day, and it was International Chocolate Day.
That's right. It's International Chocolate Day.
We had to share a piece of chocolate cake just because we could, but obviously that's off the radar this month for you as well.
Wasn't that hilarious? So spontaneous, because we had lunch, and then I said to you, do you like chocolate? And you go like, I love chocolate. And it was like, yeah, let's go somewhere else and have chocolate.
Did.
And that's what life is for. It's for living. You're not supposed to be deprived. You're not supposed to go to the extremes. It's like all this extreme living. It's like, have a bit of fun, people. So yeah,
absolutely. I just thought it was so appropriate. It was International Chocolate Day that day, so that was that was great.
Didn't it taste good?
Oh, it tasted fantastic. Absolutely. So but no, that's great. So you're doing your 30-day challenge. That's part of what you do, and obviously you encourage all your clients to get involved in that as well. Probably not so the pregnant mums, but all the other mums. Is that how it works, or do the pregnant
all the
mums
other mums? Yeah, look, I saw something on social media about a mum doing a challenge when she was pregnant, and I judged it a little bit because I thought, like, this is not your time to be in a challenge. Then I thought more about it. I kind of like try to process it a bit more, and I'm thinking, okay, is it better that she drinks alcohol and has McDonald's or has greasy meals at nighttime, or is it better that she's in a challenge to keep focus on what she's eating? Therefore, after the baby, she's going to jump back into her pre-baby body. So, it's probably not a bad idea, but right. No. My daughter has got an 8-week-old baby, and so that's my second granddaughter. So, you know, she's joining me in this challenge as well. And I can't wait to like see her progress to a healthier version of her. And it's not about the diet. It's not about, you know, the heavy weights. I'm going to say I'm like a grandmother that just wants to nurture you a little bit and, you know, give you a little bit of this and cuddle you and give you a little bit more. But when it comes time for scolding you and saying, okay, now the tough work begins, I'm going to give you heavier dumbbells and heavier workout, you just got to do it. And so that's where we're at the moment.
How nice that you've got your daughter. It's great you got your daughter doing this with you as well. So that's great.
It's so good. Show me any grandmother out there that's doing what I'm doing. Really?
Well, and the good thing is you get to look after the baby while your daughter's training as well too. So, and I saw you dancing with the baby this morning on Facebook. So you're having a good time.
I'm having a great time. I was saying to all my Sydney people, I said, I'm going home to have a holiday because it's literally like having, you know, a holiday. And on the weekend, you asked me what was the best thing. I think maybe I didn't have the alarm on. I love that. Not having to have the alarm on, just wake up naturally whenever you want. So yesterday morning, being Sunday, I woke up at 8 in the morning.
Wow. But you also had your grandson and you went and saw, I just love the way that he was looking at the kangaroos through the fence.
Yeah, we did. Cool. At Sanctuary Cove, and I piggybacked him all the way from my place all the way to Sanctuary Cove. It's a 45-minute walk. So I piggybacked him and he loved it. I mean, he didn't want to walk, but I was like, okay, you have to walk, buddy. Come on, you have to walk, run.
That's something, drag. Hey, now tell me, so you've lived in Sydney forever, and you've moved up here recently because both your girls are up here. And now that they're both mums, so you've moved up to be with your girls, which is fantastic. So, do you want to just talk about what the final motivation was for you to come up here? Was it that you've now got an 8-week-old, your second grandchild? So that was like, okay, now I've got to be here.
Yes, my daughter Alex and I are very close. Like we're very, very close, and I'm close to my daughter Stephanie. But with Alex, we kind of like have the same belief system. We have, you know, the strong WOG upbringing and the toughness in us, whereas Stephanie is like, she's
I didn't say that.
I said that. Don't worry. I don't get please don't get insulted. If you're listening to this and you're from Europe or another country, I don't mean to be insulting.
I applaud
but you. It's like we you know, it's a bit like that. So if you're from a European country, you know what I'm talking about. You know, you just don't sit still. You just keep going and all that sort of stuff. Anyway, so I'm very close to my daughter Alex, and when she said, "Mum, I need your help," I was like, "Of course, I'm coming." You know, and my granddaughter was a big pull. So I'm super excited about, like, I'm the unpaid nanny or grandmother. You know, it's what we do. Like in Europe, we have grandchildren around their grandparents all the time. And personally, I find that the children are well adjusted because they can be disciplined in a little bit of an old-fashioned way, you know, and grandma can love, but grandma can tough love as well. So I think that's really important. So that was the pull, my granddaughter.
Very good, and a good reason. So now you're up here at Hope Island and having a great time. So, and you're acclimatizing well to the weather, and it's not as perfect as this down south, is it?
Oh yeah, it's so warm here. Oh my gosh, I went to the gym yesterday and I strolled back. You know, it's like, yay, this is nice, sun shining. And the kids arrived like the other night. They just rocked up, all of them just rocked up. I was like, okay. It was lovely. And I sat here going like, this would never have happened in Sydney, or if I still lived in Sydney. It's COVID, you know, you kind of miss your children and your family and you want to be with them, and FaceTime just doesn't cut it. So I feel for those people who have got, you know, family on an international spectrum or whatever, but they just rocked up and I had to pinch myself in the kitchen, and I'm like going, gosh, this is so good just to have them here. And it's just beautiful. I look at them and I go like, how did I get blessed with so much? It's just unbelievable. Yeah.
No, good on you, Mary. Look, so there's two parts here. I'll just cut back. So you've got this book, and obviously you do a lot of work around women who are pregnancy, before, during, and after pregnancy. But I also want to talk to you briefly and just give you the opportunities. I just turn my light up here a little. So talk about you've got another business as well, your isogenics business, and,
Yes.
and obviously that's an important part of what you do. Do you mind just telling me how you got involved in that and what has been the transformation in your life from moving into that business? See, I hadn't even thought of that question 5 seconds ago.
Oh, there you go. Well, thanks. This is awesome. This is where I get to like really promote myself. Is that right?
Yeah, your
Um,
opportunity. How
yeah.
did you get
Okay.
involved, and how's it transformed your life?
This is very raw and real. 13 years ago, I was the stressed out mum, and I actually worked like a dog. I was probably the busiest personal trainer in Fitness First in Sydney. And I actually liked that. I thought it was really great that I was doing so well. But what I didn't pay attention to was my stress levels. And when you're a single parent, I'm sure if there are single parents listening to this, they will know that you've got bills to pay and that you've got to, just get going. And that was me. So I burnt out, I crashed. I saw a naturopath and she told me, Mary, if you don't slow down, you're going to end up in hospital in a year's time. Well, that happened actually 2 years after she said that. So my digestive system kind of collapsed and I had to have bowel surgery, which is a gross topic to talk about. And I can't say that I'm full of shit, but I was back then, and it had to be cleaned out. So I saw my gastroenterologist. He had to cut out a lot of things out of my bowel. Everything is just so perfectly normal now. And incidentally, my grandmother died of bowel cancer at 64. My mum has always had bowel issues. So this is something that is really in our genes and in our family. My brother this year, he had bowel cancer at the age of 45.
Wow.
45, and he does not
Okay.
look after himself. So
It's a genetic thing.
It is very much a genetic thing. So I escaped that by obviously jumping on isogenics, and I've been on the products for 13 years. But when my friend called me and she said, Mary, your ex-husband told me that you're not well. I've got this product and I've got this business for you. And as much as I loved her, I was like, go away. I just don't want to know. I mean, network marketing just makes me sick to the stomach. I don't want to do it. You're trying to sell me a product. I don't want to know. Long story short, she chased me for 3 months, literally every day. I'm not kidding. And she said, I just want to help you. I just want to help you. I just want to help you. You cannot burn out again. I like you and I want to help you. So I said, okay, fine. I said, I will do this program for 30 days and I will get my money back and tell you that it's not going to work because I know everything and you know nothing. You're just a marketing woman. I'm the personal trainer here. So arrogant.
You're the smarty pants, yeah.
So arrogant. And you know what? I have to tell you, Mark, the biggest part apart from my body being so well now is probably the humility factor that I have gained through this. Because when you're pushing and you're pushing for business and you're working hard, the arrogance hat is on, and you kind of like pushing, trying to project this image thing, whatever. But when you have a product and a business that people are getting so well, they're getting results. So whether it's weight loss, whether it's emotionally and mentally, they're coping a lot better. Mental health is on a high rise. When people tell me, I just feel like I'm a better mom. My husband is feeling better. We have a better relationship. Or we've got extra money coming in. This is amazing. We've got $30,000 extra a year that we've created through this income. That makes me very, very happy and humble. So it's no longer about, do the bench press, chest press. Which way can we, put the arm so we can get the maximum chest output? It's nothing like that. This is something that makes me so humble and so grateful that I can actually help people with that. So out of my own pain, I'm able to now bless people with their health, longevity, and their finances. And it's really tabooed. Like a lot of people go like, oh yeah, that network marketing thing. And I just, you can't tell people, you can't convince them about something that they're so closed off to. It's just like their tunnel vision and that's all they know. And that's that. But the people that do get involved, like right now, Mark, look at what's happening to Melbourne, right?
Sure.
They have to be in homes for 6 weeks. I mean, are they going to put on weight? Are they going to go mad? Are they going to eat properly? Are they going to drink more? Are they going to kill each other at home because they're all in this confined environment? it's such a stressful time. So I think having a business like Isogenics, where people can build it up progressively on a part-time level, like it's such a good thing, because you eat your overheads anyway. So what's the deal?
That's right. Well, just on that point, my daughter's involved in Juice Plus, and certainly I know in that business as well. And I think all the businesses like yours, hers, and so on, at the moment, everyone's just going through the roof, because I think people are sitting at home. All the things you're saying, they're not eating properly, they're drinking too much, or whatever, and health's starting to come top of mind again. And when things like this happen, people need some supplements or whatever to maximise their opportunities for their health. So it's for you. I love we've talked about this before. I love the way it's not just about the business to you, is it? It's really being able to help people. And as it was for the friend that you were so superior to when she was trying to guide you towards better health, it really is about. You could tell from what you've said that she actually really cared about you. It wasn't about the sale. It wasn't about the business. It was actually because she believed in the product, and she really wanted to help you to become better.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's. I know you carry that through in your relationships with people that you work with as well. So that's very, very
and people matter.
And people matter, and you obviously get a lot of satisfaction out of helping people to be the best that they can.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, Mike, we've just started this new 30-day program, right? For the people that have joined us. And today, correct, yes.
Scone-free day. Okay.
That's right, scone-free day, bread-free, scone-free. But, like I said to one of my personal trainer, colleagues, and I said to her, I want to make sure that nobody gets left out. I don't want anybody to be left out. And so to me, I don't care if I don't get that extra bonus. I want to know that person that has joined here for whatever goal or purpose or whatever, that person gets the attention, they get their results. So it's very important to me to know that person is actually having results. So,
Okay. No, that's great. And so good luck with that business, and good luck with your 30-day challenge. Will I recognise you at the end, or? You look pretty fit already, so
Yes, you will. Yeah, you will. I'll keep my clothes on. It's all right.
No, that's fine. So we've just got a couple of minutes to go. What I'd like to ask you, Mary, just to finish off, is what's next for you now after you've got your fitness, your training business, you've got your Isogenics business, you've written one book. What's the next book?
The next book is called Seduction of Inadequacy. And it's predominantly a book for women, where, women through social media and environments, they are made to feel very inadequate. They're losing themselves. So that's the next book. But predominantly, it's the women that will benefit from that. For now, it's really Isogenics. And I have used my money out of Isogenics to publish my books and do all that sort of stuff. So I'm kind of like reinvesting my money from Isogenics into writing books and speaking and doing whatever, I get opportunity to do more with.
Do you get many opportunities to present publicly in regard to, do you get invited to speak to conferences and so on in regard? Well, not at the moment, obviously, but
I did in Sydney. I spoke for Microsoft, and I was in their corporate office. I did that, but obviously on the Gold Coast, I don't know anybody. But hopefully, if the invitation is there, I'm happy to do that. And just sharing my story, I think, if it helps somebody, then I've helped them as well. So it's good.
Yeah. Mary, it's been fascinating spending time with you 30 minutes this morning, and I really want to thank you. I find you fascinating. You've got great energy and great enthusiasm every time we chat. So today's been no different. So thanks, Mary. Thanks for your time, and we will chat again soon.
All right. Wonderful. Thank you.
Good luck with the 30 days. I'll see you in 29 days and 12 hours.
You will. Social media follow. Thanks, Mark.
See you, Mary. Bye.
Bye.